Have you ever felt a chill creep down your spine, as though you weren't alone in a seemingly empty room? Welcome, brave souls, as we delve into the eerie tale of the woman in black. This chilling narrative follows Arthur Kipps, a man whose life takes a sinister turn within the haunting silence of an isolated town. It is in Crithyn Gifford, far removed from the hustle and bustle of city life, that Arthur encounters a terror beyond comprehension. In the quiet, isolated town of Crithyn Gifford, Arthur Kipps was about to face an unimaginable horror. With a heart full of anticipation, Arthur Kipps arrived in Crithyn Gifford, unaware of the chilling tale that awaited him. The quaint, isolated town, draped in an unsettling silence, welcomed him with a chilling gust of wind. The townsfolk huddled in their homes exuded a warmth that barely masked their anxious glances. As Arthur introduced himself, a palpable tension filled the air. The townsfolk, ordinarily cordial, became tight-lipped and distant at the mere mention of the woman in black. Their eyes darted nervously, their laughter faded, and the room fell into a hush. It was as if the very name summoned an unseen specter that hovered over the town, a shadow that cast an eerie pallor on the faces of its residents. The town of Crithyn Gifford, with its cobblestone streets and ancient architecture, was more than just a picturesque hamlet. It was a town gripped by an ancient fear, a dread of the supernatural that lurked in the corners of their minds. Little did Arthur know, he was about to come face to face with the town's darkest secret. As Arthur Kipps ventured into the haunted Eel Marsh House, he could feel an ominous presence watching him. His heartbeat echoed in his ears, louder than the eerie silence that enveloped the house. The air was heavy, thick with a dread that clung to him, as though he were wading through a sea of fear. The woman in black. Her name was a whisper on the wind, a chill that ran down his spine. She was an enigma, wrapped in black, shrouded in mystery, and drenched in terror. The first time he saw her, she was standing in a graveyard, her face obscured by a veil of sorrow. Her eyes, though hidden, seemed to pierce through him, sending shivers down his spine. Her appearances were sporadic, yet each time she materialized, the temperature would drop and a dreadful silence would fall upon the room. She was like a specter, appearing and disappearing at will, leaving a trail of icy terror in her wake. But it was not just her presence that was terrifying. It was the sounds, the ghostly sounds that would fill the house whenever she was near. The chilling wails of a child in distress, the desperate cries of a horse in pain, the heart-wrenching sobs of a woman in despair. These sounds would echo through the halls of the Eel Marsh House, bouncing off the walls and reverberating in Arthur's heart. They were not just sounds, they were echoes of a tragic past, a mournful symphony of sorrow and regret. Yet, as harrowing as these encounters were, they were nothing compared to the devastation she left behind. The woman in black was not just a ghost, but a harbinger of death, leaving a trail of devastation wherever she appeared. Every time she was seen, a child would die, a life would be snuffed out, a family would be thrown into despair. The woman in black was not just a ghost, but a harbinger of death, leaving a trail of devastation wherever she appeared. Her presence was not just a haunting, it was a curse that would forever be associated with the Eel Marsh House. Haunted by his experiences, Arthur Kipps left Crithyn Gifford, carrying with him the tormenting memories of the woman in black. Escaping the eerie marshes did not bring the solace Arthur had hoped for. The shadow of the woman in black followed him, an invisible specter tied to his soul, a haunting echo of the horror he had witnessed. Arthur's life, once filled with the promise of joy and love, was marred by the chilling aftermath of his encounter. The woman in black, it seemed, had not only haunted the isolated town of Crithyn Gifford, but had also etched her presence into Arthur's existence. In a devastating twist of fate, Arthur's beloved wife Stella fell victim to the woman in black's curse. A seemingly innocuous day at the fair turned into a nightmare, as a tree fell onto Stella, snuffing out the light of Arthur's life in an instant. The loss was immense, a gaping hole in Arthur's heart that the woman in black had callously carved, and the torment didn't stop there. The couple's innocent child, their joy and pride, met the same tragic end. The woman in black, relentless in her curse, had taken everything Arthur held dear. His life, once illuminated by love and happiness, was cast into the shadows of sorrow and despair. Arthur was left to navigate through the darkness of his grief, the echoes of his encounters with the woman in black serving as a constant reminder of the joy he had lost. His life was a testament to the devastating power of the woman in black's curse, a life that had been irrevocably altered by a chilling encounter in the remote town of Gifford. The woman in black was a specter that brought not just fear, but a profound sadness that seeped into the very fabric of Arthur's existence. She was more than just a ghost. She was a manifestation of grief, a symbol of the unending sorrow and despair that she had inflicted on Arthur's life. The woman in black was not just a specter, but a symbol of unending sorrow and despair. In the end, the woman in black was more than just a ghost story. It was a chilling narrative that wove together the threads of horror, tragedy, and the supernatural into a tapestry of terror that left us all on edge. Let's take a moment to revisit the key events and themes of the story. In the quaint town of Gifford, our protagonist Arthur Kipps encountered something beyond his understanding, beyond his reality. A specter, a phantom, the woman in black. Her presence, a chilling manifestation of sorrow and wrath, left a trail of devastation in its wake. Yet the true horror of the story lies not in the supernatural, but in the very human emotions that spurred it. Grief, loss, and a burning desire for revenge. These powerful emotions drove the woman in black, turning her into a symbol of eternal torment and despair. Now, let's think about the lasting impact of this story. It's not just about the jump scares or the spine-tingling moments of terror. Instead, it's a chilling message about the power of grief and revenge. The woman in black serves as a stark reminder that such emotions, when left unchecked, can transcend the bounds of life and death, causing havoc long after we're gone. The woman in black is a chilling reminder that some ghosts are not just spirits, but echoes of our past, forever haunting us.